with part 0 to what if Goku was part of the Frieza race. Okay, so the way this is going to work is that Gine, well, instead of being a Saiyan, will be a really hot version of a female. Basically, she'll be a Frieza race, and let's say, because we've never seen female versions of Frieza race, she's basically just a really hot looking woman. Okay? With 3 feet, with 3 toes, instead of the normal 5. I mean, yeah. I mean, let's just say that she looks exactly like Gine, just with, like, different colour scheme, you know? And also, I don't think she would have hair, but, I mean, don't listen to me. But yeah, well, the point here is that, you know, Gine is going to be part of the Frieza race. She's going to be the younger sister of Frieza and Cooler. I don't know if she'd still be called Gine, but I'm just gonna, for easiness, I'm gonna call her Gine. Okay, by the way, part 0 will only last from, for about until, Dragon Ball Z begins. Okay? So yeah. Also, honestly, I don't remember all of Bulma, and, like, I don't really remember Bulma and Goku's adventures, so I'm not going to be doing those. But yeah. Basically, the way this is going to work is that, that it's going to work that, so originally, Bardock had a wife, I don't know what her name will be, but a nondescript character who, basically died after giving birth to Raditz. I don't know, they, like, go through pregnancy or something, but whatever. And basically, after the a year after the funeral, he's, like, with Raditz, and he meets Gine. One time when Frieza comes to the planet, she's just walking around wearing, like, a cloak or something just to hide her face, so that nobody realizes she's part of the Frieza race. And she meets Bardock, and isn't, like, he can't see her face, and they, like, have a nice dinner conversation. Don't ask how it happens, and basically, like, they start dating, and yeah, then eventually, like, it gets to kiss, like, proper kissing, and, like, you know, he's taking off the hood, and sees that she's a Frieza race, and he's like, I always knew there was something different about you, and, you know, that whole thing goes down. And Goku's born. Now, they get married, and, like, eventually they do have Goku, and Raditz by that time will be 5. And, yeah. When Raditz sees Goku as, like, his younger brother, because he's not going to see him as anything different, because, you know, even though it's not from his mother, he still sees Gino as a mother figure, and that, like, you know, this is his younger brother. He's going to look after him. But yeah. Then, yeah, so, you know, so if you remember, Bardock was coming back from a mission. He finds out that Frieza is going to, you know, destroy the... Wait, what's that? He finds out that Vegeta's going to destroy the Planet Vegeta, and he's like, better get my kids off of the planet. Then he realizes that, basically that, what's his face? Raditz is in the middle of a mission, so he doesn't go after him. And instead he just goes straight to Goku. And, like, he basically says, Gine, I'm going to go over to King Vegeta and some other people, to, like, tell them about that something's really bad is going to happen, because he obviously doesn't want to say to her that, like, to her face without having approval of everyone else, like, and actual knowledge of it. He doesn't want to basically tell her that her brother's going to kill everybody. and yeah. And Gina's like, okay, I'll prepare like an escape pod. Although I don't want to, but do we really have to leave my baby behind? And she's like, and he's like, just prepare it. I might, when I'm back, it might be okay. But yeah. Then of course, so then Gine puts straps Goku in all prepared, and somehow gets away with it. But then, and yeah, because all the Saiyans are coming to Earth and whatever. I mean, shit, Planet Vegeta. And yeah, Bardock goes to King Vegeta, he requests an audience, whatever. He goes through the normal traditional things and basically tells King Vegeta that I think he overhears one of Frieza's men talking about it, and basically says that he heard that Frieza has seen he says firstly that he heard some of Frieza's men talking about how Frieza said that Lord Frieza was going to blow up Planet Vegeta, and then he also says afterwards that as he was coming back he fell asleep and he thinks he fell asleep and had basically a vision of the planet being destroyed and a legendary the legendary Super Saiyan, a Super Saiyan, Goku, although he doesn't know it's his son, but a Goku who looks similar to himself, is a low-class Saiyan, in a transformed state, fighting, having killed Frieza, so fighting Frieza once on a destroyed, almost destroyed planet, and then in another greater godlike form, fighting a golden form of Frieza, on another planet, and beating Frieza, and basically saying that Frieza is scared of this Super Saiyan. Of course, King Vegeta laughs this off and it's like, bullshit, no one gives a shit about you, just go away. He tells other Saiyans, and then everyone's just like, yeah, whatever. Sure. But are you sure you haven't lost your mind or something? You're seeing visions. But yeah, no one believes him like usual, and everything goes down normal. Of course, kisses Kakarot goodbye, and he goes down to planet Earth. During his way there, I'm not going to focus on Kakarot, but on his way there, Gine is asked by Frieza to come to his spaceship, come to one of his headquarters, and because he wants to show her something in a few days' time, so just come there now. And she's like, Bardock, Frieza says he wants me to do something over here. By the way, I'm just going to say that the reason why Frieza is doing this is because he sees, of course, Gine is his little sister, and I don't know how he would treat his siblings, but I would assume he would be very mature, and he would basically be like, I don't want them to experience harm, but these people are going to overthrow my empire and kill me, so I'm going to kill them first, basically. Not knowing he's basically causing his own death. But yeah, this is still the same Frieza, it's just that he has a soft spot for his sister. But yeah. He then that whole thing with Bardock goes down. Bardock is like, Frieza, how dare you? And it's like, how dare you try to destroy the planet your nephew is living on? And goes through some of that. It does a more of a family talk sort of thing. And Frieza's like, Bardock, I've seen the future, and I know a Saiyan shall kill me, so I will end you all now. And yeah, then basically I will rain hellfire upon you, like that meme from JonTron. But basically he does that to them with I can't remember what it's called, but that big sun-like ball of flame, smaller than a sun technically, but really large. But yeah, this of course kills everybody, and yeah, that's it. That's the end of the Vegeta planet. King Vegeta is a dumbass. So yeah. But yeah. Gine back on, like, at one of Frieza's headquarters is like, I wonder what's taking, I wonder what Brother is going to be doing. Whatever. I'm just going to stay here. But then she's like, I'm getting a bit bored. I'm gonna go to where Goku is, and she says, I'm gonna go to where Kakarot is and watch over him. Talk with one of the inhabitants, that guardian protector person, the Kami. And basically, she goes down to Earth. She gets a pod to Earth, not an escape pod, but a pod to Earth, and she checks. She goes to Kami and asks if he would look over her son, just because her husband said that something really bad might happen, and he's like, "Oh, well, I haven't seen anybody who looks like you here." And she's like, "Oh, no, my son is looks like a normal one of you humans, if I'm correct, and but he has a brown tail." And he's like, that's gonna be pretty easy then. But yeah. Also, we can obviously tell that in the Dragon Ball Z universe, or in the Dragon Ball universe, or at least on Earth, I'm pretty sure that Elon Musk managed to find a way to create animal people. Because if you've ever noticed, there are some dog people and lizard people, but whatever. But yeah, if I remember correctly. But yeah, so skipping ahead. So Gine goes back to Frieza's headquarters and basically lives a normal life with her brother. And yeah, that goes on. She doesn't hear from Bardock, but just assumes that he's laying low because maybe that threat is still happening. She doesn't want to believe that he could be dead. But yeah. A few years pass by. Kami continues giving updates to Gine about how he hurt his head, and she's like, "Oh, my poor boy," that sort of thing that mothers do. But yeah. But yeah, as we basically, Kakarot's life goes the same as usual. He eventually gets named Goku, and yeah. So his whole life basically goes the exact same as usual, except for Raditz and none of the Saiyans actually know what his power level was. Because let's just say that he never got tested. By anybody other than the parents. And was sent away before anybody could know. But yeah. On planet Earth, Goku was born with 500. I'm gonna say a power level of 500. The reason being is, although Frieza has been shown to have never changed in his life and automatically be 3 million in his final form and about 1 million in his normal form, I'm going to say that Goku doesn't have that special ability. He wasn't specially in that way born to be really powerful, but he was still quite powerful as a 500 as a child. So yeah. But yeah. So yeah, he was only 500, but he has, how Frieza really quickly can he gets really powerful just by training a bit. Basically Goku has a similar thing. So but he doesn't train as much because Gohan can already tell how powerful he is, so he doesn't train him as much as in canon. So Goku only manages to reach about a 900 power level, maybe 1000. Although this still allows him to breeze through most people. He has a bit of trouble here and there with that mercenary Gal guy, maybe a bit of trouble there as well. But other than that little bits of trouble, he doesn't really have too much. But yeah. So yeah, basically the story goes similar to canon. He has a bit of struggles here and there, but not too much. Anything he dispersed originally, he does disperse. Anybody he defeats, also basically everything goes the exact same. And Bulma doesn't wish for a man or whatever because she meets Yamcha. And they date or something. But yeah. during the tournaments, he always win, and whenever he joins, he wins, and whatever. But yeah. So yeah. So yeah, then, so if I'm correct, yeah, he meets Krillin as usual, and in one, I can't remember which one, but in one of the tournaments of power, the one before he goes to Kami Lookout, it wasn't when before he goes to Kami's Lookout, he defeats Tien there, he defeats the other people, and Tien joins the Z Fighters. So yeah, that's all good. So yeah, Goku then, like, that whole thing where Krillin dies happens again, and yeah. This time, also Piccolo kills Shenron, so that still happens, and like all of that muck happens, where Piccolo kills Shenron, yeah, he becomes younger, and yeah. Goku, like, rushes over to where Krillin's dead body is, and he's like, no, Krillin! And he starts crying and screaming, and unlike in the original where he doesn't become a Super Saiyan, instead here, so I'm going to say he's reached a form of his, because I'm going to say because he's only part Saiyan, part Frieza, he only has 3 forms, including his final form, because I believe Frieza only has 4 forms, including his final form. Please, by the way, if I screw anything up, do tell me in the comments. Basically, the second form is like, instead of being big brain or big body, it's more like, it's where he transforms into a state that wraps himself in like a basically it's like an imperfect form of the shell that Frieza gains in his final form, which Goku has basically got the same thing. It's just that it's different color scheme. Which, please do tell me your opinions on what the color scheme should be in the comments. But yeah, you get the idea. But yeah, what's next? So yeah, that whole so Goku goes into the final form. So the incomplete form itself, he's already reached once, and the way it boosts him is that it would get him to, since he's at 1,200 at this point, he gets boosted up to about, sorry for my foot pick, but he gets boosted up to about 2,000, I would say a 4,000. I'm gonna say if he gets boosted up to 4,000, maybe 5,000, in his incomplete form. But when he becomes his final form, he boosts up to 10,000. Again, please tell me if I got that correct. That boost's correct. But yeah, then he basically speeds toward where Piccolo is, killing Trambone, the guy who basically killed Krillin, killing multiple of the other servants, and eventually getting to Piccolo and being like, you were the one who caused this. And like he sees how Shenron, as in how the Dragon Balls are gone, and he's like, you even destroyed the Dragon Balls! I'm going to kill you! And yeah, of course, then he basically he forms, I'm gonna say he creates a Keyblade, and he forms ki around his hand, and he like stabs, he forms ki around his tail, which it's like a scaly shell over it, and he basically stabs right through Piccolo's stomach, causing blood to gush out, a couple of guts to spill out, and whilst this is happening, I think regurgitate is the correct word, but like he basically King Piccolo throws up Piccolo Jr., or at least his egg. So yeah. And basically Kami sees this and he's like, we need to get this ability under control, and he tells Gine about what happened, and Gine's like, oh my boy, my precious boy, like he got so like she's basically like crying for him because, you know, he got so like hurt and stuff, and went on such a went on a rampage basically, but yeah. And then she's like, please help him, help him control it. And he's like, that's already what my plan was to do. And so yeah. So then like Kami goes to Goku and basically says he can rebuild Shenron so that he can summon his friend back, but he needs some time for it. And how about whilst that happens, Popo can teach him and help him like train. And Goku's like still crying, is like, okay, and he's also told like how they're gonna try and help him get to the point where they can defeat Piccolo Jr. And Goku's like, okay. Also, wait, give me 1 second. Okay, I have realized how overpowered Goku is in this series, because I just checked the power levels and everybody's like 400 in the Piccolo Jr. series. Like, that's the highest anybody is. 720 for Great Namekian, but still, damn, people are weak. Anyway, so yeah, this entire thing is simply just so that Goku, basically, he just trains so that he can get his transformation under control, and so that he doesn't go up, so that he doesn't berserk again. So yeah, this includes meditation, and it also includes him just in general training his body. This causes him to get to about 2,000 maybe at most. I want to say it wouldn't be 2,000, but instead it would be that Goku trains to the point where he's 1,800. That's what he's at. That's his power level. And he goes, and basically after this training, he's able to fully control final form, to control transformation, like his in between stage, and yeah. So base stage, he's 1,800. Medium transformation, he's becomes about 5,000. 5,000 maybe, 5,800. Maybe 6,000. Yeah, no, you know what? I'm gonna make it 6,600. Final form, he becomes 11,000. I want to say 11,000. No, he becomes he becomes sorry, I'm just trying to figure out. He would become 18,000. Yeah, that's gonna be his power level when he becomes final form. 18,000. Basically times 10. So yeah. I'm gonna make this multiply go down a bit, like when he gets to when he becomes higher power levels. However, for now at this low stage, I'm gonna say it's times 10. But yeah. No, shit, sorry, why am I saying sorry? But like, as in, I messed up there. No, I'm gonna say that he becomes 10,000. Yeah, 10,000. The reason being because I know that he'll have an increase, but not too much, because I think Frieza didn't have that much of an increase. Like, he became 3 million from like 1.5 million or something. I can't remember. But yeah, this allows him to continue with the he then goes down back to Earth, down to the ground, and he enters the tournament, and everyone sees him as I think a teenager, and they're like, oh yeah, Goku, what's up? Like, oh, you look so much more powerful now. So yeah. Then what happens is I'm taking way too long on this video, and I'm gonna really hurry up. And basically, I'm just gonna skip ahead to Piccolo Jr. versus Goku. So Goku basically just is you're such a weakling. You're only at your power level is only at 500. Because I'm gonna say Piccolo Jr. of course will train a lot more harder. And he will get to 500. But yeah. Goku, and then of course Goku is whatever, and he just knocks out Piccolo Jr. So yeah, that fight goes really, really easily. Piccolo then Piccolo's tell me, how did you get so powerful? And Goku's I don't know, I naturally get really strong. I think I'm an alien or some, I think I'm some weird ass creature, because I'm able to do this weird forms thing. But I mean, I'm not a creature like you. I'm this weird, I can't remember. But yeah, basically he says something along those lines, and he's okay, I understand. And Goku's also when I train, I go up really quickly, but I think I would be helped by people attacking me as well. So yeah, Piccolo and Goku will train during the time skip to Dragon Ball Z. So yeah, I'm gonna end this video here. I do hope you enjoyed. Get the like to 5, ridiculously no number. I previously had it on 10, and I've not made a video in weeks. Since my stand one, but yeah. Okay, so hope you guys had a great time listening to this video, and yeah, catch you in the next video. Bye bye.